We now have two reports with visuals. Let's put these visuals together in a dashboard. Now we are already familiar with how you can add visuals to a dashboard by pinning individual visuals from your report. But in this demo, we'll also see how you can add a new dashboard tile by pinning an entire report page. This is an easy way to pin more than one visualization at a time. And when you pin an entire page, the tiles are live. You can interact with the tiles right there on the dashboard, and all of the filtering and selections happen just like you were in a report. Also, when you pin an entire report, any changes you make to any of the visualizations in the report editor, like adding a filter or changing the fields used in the chart, these are reflected in the dashboard as well. I click on the new option here and select the dashboard. And I'm going to name this dashboard something meaningful: AWS SaaS Sales Data Dashboard. Now, this dashboard is completely empty. There are absolutely no tiles in this dashboard at this point in time. Let's head back to the reports that we've created and pin a few tiles. Let's start with any one of these reports. Let's start with AWS SaaS Sales Data Report 2. This has a tree map and a pie chart. I'll head over to the tree map first and I'll pin this visual to the dashboard. Click on the little pin icon. We have an existing dashboard, the SaaS sales data dashboard. Go ahead and pin the visual. Now I'm going to head over to the second page and I'll pin this pie chart to the same dashboard as well. These are simple visuals that I have pinned. I have not pinned the entire report. Let's go to the dashboard and take a look, and you can see we have the tree map and the pie chart side by side. Things look good so far. So now let's head back to our workspace and click through to our report 1. Now we have an entire report here with a column chart as well as a matrix. Now suppose you want both of these visualizations to be part of your dashboard. You could of course choose to pin them individually, but another good option is for you to pin the entire report as a live tile on your dashboard. Observe here, I'm not choosing the pin option on the individual visuals. Instead, I've clicked on the more options menu of the report as a whole and I select pin to dashboard. And here you'll see a little message. Pin live page enables changes to reports to appear in the dashboard tile when the page is refreshed. Now, when you pin live, any changes you make to your report will automatically be reflected in the dashboard, which is not the case when you pin individual visuals as tiles. Click on Pin Live and let's go to the dashboard and take a look at our live tile. So we have two individual visuals, and if you scroll a little bit to the bottom, we can see that the entire report, AWS SaaS Sales Data Report 1, has been pinned to this dashboard. You'll see that you can now interact with this live tile very differently. Let's say I were to select Egypt here. Observe that my selection of this country also affects the column chart that appears in this live tile. You can see that Egypt is highlighted here in this column chart as well. That's kind of hard to see, so let me select maybe another country that's much easier for you to observe. I'm going to go ahead and select Australia and observe that in the column chart, the bar for Australia has been highlighted. You may have noticed that this kind of live interaction is not possible if you pin the individual visuals from your report to your dashboard. With live tiles, where you pin the entire report, you get many of the features that you expect in reports here in the dashboard as well, which is really cool. Notice that I have Japan selected and my matrix has also been updated to show Japan as a country. So there is interaction between the column chart and the matrix, both of which are part of the same report and have been pinned as a live tile here in this dashboard. What I'm going to do now is hold down the control key and select a number of different countries from here in this column chart. I have Japan and Australia selected, and you can see that the matrix has been updated to reflect this. Let me select a few more countries. Let me select Mexico. I've selected Sweden and then Brazil, and these countries are now available in my matrix as well. I've made these selections. Now let me look at the other tiles here in this dashboard. Observe the other visuals that have been built off the same data have not been affected because of the selections I've made to the live tile. Both the tree map and the pie chart still show the original information that they did. The filtering operation that I performed within the live tile did not affect these two visuals. And this is one of the differences between live tiles and regular tiles that you pin to the dashboard. All of these interactive operations that you've seen here in the live tile cannot be performed with regular tiles. Now let me show you another important difference between regular tiles and live tiles. Changes that you make to the report do not affect the regular tiles that you have in your dashboard. Observe my tree map here, sum of sales by industry and segment. This is the visual that we've got from a report that we've pinned to the dashboard using a regular tile. What I'm going to do now is click on this visual, and this will take me straight to the report where this visual came from. I'm now going to make a change to this visual here in the report. Observe that we are in the report AWS SaaS Sales Data Report 2, and here I'm going to change this tree map so that it no longer displays segment details. So under the details section, notice we have segment. I'm going to get rid of this so this tree map only shows us the sum of sales by industry. So this is a change I've made to the report, and after having saved this change, let's head over to the dashboard where we had originally pinned the visual which had sum of sales by industry and segment. So let's just go to the reading view, make sure the change has been made. So it's pretty clear to you that the report has a tree map which gives us the sum of sales by industry. But what about the dashboard? Has it changed? And you can see that it has not. Since this is a regular tile and not a live tile, the dashboard's tree map remains unchanged. This tile is still backed by the same dataset, the SaaS sales dataset, but you can see that the tile has not changed even though the visual in the report has changed. The tile remains the same tile that we originally pinned. So in a sense, our dashboard and report have now diverged. Now let's look at this live tile that we have. We've seen how the live tile is interactive. Selections and interactions that I have with the column chart visual updates the matrix visual as well. Now you'll see that this live tile also gets updated with the changes that you make to the corresponding report. This is the SaaS sales report. So I'm going to head to that report, SaaS sales data report 1, and I'm going to edit this report and make a few changes to these visuals. What I'll do here is that this matrix, which displays both sum of sales and sum of profit, I'll just get rid of sum of profit. At this point, my report has changed. I'm going to save the changes to this report, and we'll then head over to the dashboard and we'll see whether that has been updated. And because we pinned this report as a live tile, if you scroll down to the bottom, observe the change there. We have country and sum of sales, but sum of profit has disappeared from the matrix. This is because we pinned the report as a live tile. Changes to the report are reflected in the dashboard. This was not true in the case of regular tiles. Now that you've understood this fundamental difference between regular tiles and live tiles, let's go back to our report and update this visual so that it matches the dashboard. I don't want to leave things in an inconsistent state. So I'm going to add the segment field back to the details section for my tree map. Make sure you save the report. So we are going back to how it used to be. Let's fix the other report as well so that the sum of profit is once again available in our dashboard. So I'm going to add the sum of profit back. For this, I need to edit this report. I'll then select the profit field from the dataset and add that to the values section of the report. So I now have sum of sales and sum of profit, and this will be reflected in the dashboard as well. Make sure you save the changes that you've made to the report. Let's go back to our dashboard, and in the dashboard, you'll see that our live report has been updated to include the sum of profit once again. Now that we've understood how the live tile is different from a regular tile, let's go ahead and delete this live tile that we have here in this dashboard, and we'll move on to seeing how we can refresh our dashboard and our reports when the data in our source is updated.